the way I memorize the difference between scalene and isosceles is in this fashion. When you write down an I, the old-fashioned way like this, you aim to have the top and the bottom equal to each other, right? So there are two lines that are equal to each other in an I. So the one that starts with an I is the one that has two equal sides. Isosceles, I, this line and this line are equal to each other. Two lines are equal to each other. That means in the triangle, two sides are equal to each other. So that's how I memorize the difference between scalene and isosceles, because those are the ones that kids have a hard time, and adults have a hard. Okay, I'll be quiet then. Okay, angles. So for angles, you have to tell me numbers as well. Like, how many acute angles do you need for the whole thing to be called acute? 3.
All angles smaller than 90 degrees.
Okay, all angles less than 90 degrees. What about obtuse?
One angle greater than 90 degrees.
So the key is to tell me how many. One angle greater than 90 degrees. And write
90 degrees.
one 90 degree angle. Okay? So an acute, they all have to be less than 90. All of them. Obtuse, one of them is obtuse. And then a right is 1.
90 degrees.
Correct. Let's see. Okay, parts of a triangle. This is called the base. These are called the legs. They're also called sides. A side. The theorem, we were talking about theorems yesterday. The theorem that I get to teach you introduces you to the base, the legs. So they're called sides or legs, depending. In this packet, they'll sometimes refer to them as legs. So that's why I want to tell you. So you have your base and then your legs. If I turn my triangle this way, then this would be my base, right? So your base is like your feet, like where it's, standing. Okay. So, construct the following triangles using a compass and or protractor and name them. So today we're actually going to be using a compass and a protractor. Now, when do I use what? If it gives you the sides in centimeters, you're going to use a compass. Okay? So these two, you're going to use a compass. Now, if I turn the page, and I would like you to turn the page, do you guys see number 6? Number 6. A triangle with a base of 5 centimeters and base angles of 30 and 60 degrees. So when it says 30 and 60 degrees, now we have to use our protractor. So you're going to use a combo. This one, you use it as a ruler, 5 centimeters. And then you're going to discover on your own how to do the 30 and 60 degrees. I'm going to let you do these on your own, struggle a little, kind of, figure out what to do. Some of you are going to be super awesome and successful. Some of you are going to be like, I don't know how to do this. And you're going to try it, and then I'll teach it to you, but I don't want to just show it to you. I want you to try to do them on your own with the angles, see what you can come up with. And then, of course, I'll show it to you, but I don't want you to just I'll just wait for her. Nah, try it out. This is cool. It's fun. So, thank you this side for keeping the protractors and compasses until this moment. I appreciate it because I don't have to deal with kids, playing with them until now. All right, so pass them back. I know. All right, let's start off with 1 and 2, which is what we've been doing for the past 2 days. So There's no difference on 1 and 2. You just need a compass for 1 and 2. You should all be able to do 1 and 2. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Marissa, follow along with me right now. So you have your compass here, right? Hold it in your hand. Be one with the compass. On the top are your centimeters, like a ruler. Okay? Now, over here on your left side, do you see this red circle? Feel the underneath. Do you feel a bump underneath? Do you feel it? Do you see the bump? It's like a magnifying glass. Do you see it? Feel it and see it. Okay. So this bump is very important, okay? Now, you see this knob over here? If you turn it to the left, like the opposite of a clock, just a little, it slides. Okay? You can follow along, Jesus, también. This will point to how many centimeters I want. Can you set it to 4 centimeters? So move this. Jesus, you can follow along with us. Move the triangle to 4 centimeters. If you don't know how to use it, you can follow along with us. Now, twist it to the right like a clock. Just a little bit, not a lot. We don't have to tighten it forever. If I tap it, it doesn't move. Which is perfect. So it's at 4 centimeters, right? Okay, cool. Leave it there. Now, number 1 says, draw a triangle with sides measuring exactly 2, 4, and 5. I'm going to start with 5 centimeters because it's the longest side. And I'm going to use it just as a ruler. So I'm going to place this, and here is 0 over here where the red circle is. And here's 5 centimeters. So I'm just going to draw a line here in this box. That's 5 centimeters. And then I'm going to label it 5 centimeters. Okay, so do that first. 5 centimeters. So if I place this on 0, which is over here, and I'm going to go all the way to the 5. We're good? Okay, now draw a dot on this end, and draw a dot on this end. Okay. Do you remember how we set this to 4? Okay. So we're going to put the bump on this dot that you drew. The bump on the dot. So I said the bump was important. Put your index finger from the hand that's not with your pencil on the red circle here to hold it down. You might want to do it without your notebook underneath, just so you have a flat surface. Okay. Okay. Now, once the bump is on the dot, you're going to put your pencil inside where the 4, the triangle 4 is, inside the little circle right here. There's your pencil. It goes in there. And now you're going to do a semicircle. So you're holding your index finger down, and you're just drawing a semicircle. Perfect. Now, we did 5 centimeters, right? And this is 4 centimeters, right? So what number is left over? The 2. So I'm going to move my triangle to the 2. Okay, so now it's there at the 2. It's secure. I already used this dot, right? So now I'm going to go and use the other dot. So the bump on the other dot. I'm going to hold it down. And I want to know where these 2 semicircles cross. So this semicircle is pretty, not that big. I'm looking for the point where they cross. That's the point I'm looking for. Are we done with those 2? I forgot to tell you. Can you name them based on the sides? So if I connect these triangles, these dots, so I'm going to place another dot where the 2 intersect here. And when I go back and measure, this measures exactly 4. This measures exactly 2. So, and we're done. Okay, number 1. What do we name number 1 based on the sides? What'd you guys say? What do you guys? Scalene. Now, what do we name it based on the angles?
Obtuse.
This one's a cute. I'm going to write an A. This one's a cute, but this one, if I turn my paper around so I can have a better angle at it, and even if I use my compass here, You see how this line goes to like 110 degrees? This one right here. So this one's obtuse. So it makes the whole thing an obtuse triangle. So this triangle is called a scalene obtuse. Scalene because no sides are equal. Obtuse because that one angle right there. That one angle is obtuse, so it makes the whole thing obtuse. All right, what about number 2? What do you call it? Isosceles what? Obtuse? Acute? Let me see. There's number 2. Ooh. So this is 7, 4, and 4. So obviously it's called isosceles, right? This is your test on Friday. I give you like what to draw. You draw it and then you name it. This one looks obtuse to me. Okay, so number 2 is isosceles obtuse. So start with the 7-inch line. Then the triangle to 4, you draw 4, 4, where they cross. This is where they cross. You connect. Yay! Yes, you are correct. We okay with number 1 and 2, everybody? Ish. The bottom 7? I just use a ruler. Just a ruler. You don't use the triangles, you just use a ruler. 0 to 7. Ooh, number 3 has a hidden word. Has anybody tried number 3? You guys take the fun out of everything. What do you need to start with on number 3? I need to give you 3 pieces of information to draw a triangle. I need 3 pieces of information. 2 of them are very obvious. What's the third missing piece that you might not see right away on number 3?
Right?
Yes, a right. What does a right mean? So the missing information that's there is that you need a 90-degree angle. Does anybody want to take a wild guess at how we should start it? Yes.
Make one wall first.
A what?
One side first.
A one what?
Side first.
A one side first. Yes. I would start with your base. What do you want to make your base?
4.
Yeah. I would start with that. I would start with the 4 centimeters.
Legs are sides and 3 and 4 count as the legs, right? You said
Yeah, the legs are 3 and 4. But I'm going to make a leg a base right now. And then I'll turn my paper.
can
You're just drawing it upside down.
Yeah, exactly. The magic of a paper is that you can turn it around. So did you draw a 4 centimeter line?
yes.
Now what?
Put 2 dots on the sides of the line, and then on one of them you do 3 centimeters.
Okay. Okay. There's a couple ways you can do it. That's why I'm asking you like what to do. I don't see anything wrong with what you're telling me. So you guys did a 4, and then you're telling me a dot, and then 3.
Yes, 3 centimeters up.
Yeah, you can't do the half circle. You have to do like 90 degrees.
So where do I draw my 3 centimeters?
Straight up,
Why straight up?
because it's 90 degrees, and it's a right triangle.
So this semicircle is 3, right? So if I connect it here, it would be 3, right? This would be 3, right? If I connect it here, this would be 3. If I connect it here, this would be 3, right? Anywhere on this line, it would be 3 centimeters, right? So it's like, well, where do I put it? I mean, Julio can go here, May can go here, Eddie can go here, Miss O'Malley can go here, right? They're all would give me 3, right? But the fact that it has to be a 90-degree right angle, there's only one correct place. Wherever this 3 makes a 90-degree angle with this one. So we switch. We use a protractor. We set it up to the T, the 0, just like before. We mark off the 90. There's my 90, right? Mark it off at the 90. Now, do I connect all the way to where I put this little dot? No, where do I stop? The semicircle line, right? Because it needs to be 3 inches, but at 90 degrees. So this is 3 inches, this is 90 degrees. So I'm going to line it up to this 90-degree little mark, but I'm going to stop at the semicircle. Woohoo, yay! Thank you. All right, so this is now 90 degrees. This is now 4 centimeters, and this is 3 centimeters. But I still need a triangle. What do I have to do? Connect to the other end.
5 centimeters.
What is the measurement?
5 centimeters.
Yeah, if you measure this, you should get exactly 5 centimeters. If you don't, your 90 degrees was wrong.
Miss O'Malley,
Yes,
you didn't put the centimeters to 3 and 4.
right,
And the problem was wrong.
correct. Okay. This isn't the best one to start with. I think next period I'll start with, I think, number 6. I think number 6 is going to be easier for my students to understand. What do we name it? Scalene what?
Right.
Yeah. This is called a scalene. Scalene right. How do you know it's right? Because it literally says it. It literally says right there. Ah. All right, let's jump over to number 6. I think number 6, if you're confused with number 3, that's fine. I understand. Let's do number 6. I think number 6 would be easier. A triangle with a base of 5 centimeters and base angles of 30 and 60. So what do I start with? Base of 5 centimeters. Everyone should be able to do that. Base of 5. Go. So base of 5. Okay. Now, base angles of 30 and 60. So we're going to switch over to the protractor, right? I want 30 degrees over here, and I want 60 degrees over here. We're not using the ruler. Well, I mean, we did. Now, are they both less than 90? Yeah, so your angle should be like this, right? If you're drawing them like this, that means you're using the wrong numbers, right? So aim for angles that are going to be small. They're less than 90, so they got to be less than your L. If you're putting a dot and you connect it and it ends up being like wide, you're using the wrong set of numbers. Remember, there's 2 sets of numbers. Okay, so I'm going to connect. Make sure everything's lined up perfectly right here. So on this side, it's 0, 10, 20, 30, right? Inside numbers, remember that? 0, 10, 20, 30. I'm going to put a little dot where it says 30, right? Right there. And I'm going to connect. Now, do I know how long this line is? I really don't. It's like when you do a semicircle, you kind of just do it lightly. You don't know, is it going to be short? Is it going to be long? Where are these two lines going to connect? I don't know. So I just did a 30-degree angle on this side. Put my protractor again so you guys can see it. Yeah, that's totally accurate, Miss Amelia. You totally hit the 30 degrees. It's a little off, but don't judge me. I want it perfect. Excuse me. Well, I did perfect. All right, now you go to this side and you make 60. So now you're going to use the outside numbers. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You're going to use the top numbers, the outside numbers. And over here. And when I draw it, I'm basically looking for when it connects to the other line, right? So here is the top of my triangle. You guys get it? So 30 on one side, 60 on this side. What does it measure? Like 4.5-ish? Did you guys get 4.5-ish? And then this one's like 2.5-ish. Did you guys get 4.5 and 2.5-ish? Yeah. So what do we name it? Okay, what is it, Jose? 52, 53? Oh yeah, we're good. We got. All right, scalene, right? What makes it right?
The 90 degrees.
The 90. How do you know it's 90 degrees though?
30 and 60 are 2 degrees. That means the last degree is 90 because all the angles have to add up to 180.
So what's 30 plus 60? 90. Again, you're missing your verb. 30 plus 60 is 90. So therefore, what's left over? Another 90. So put a little 90-degree mark right there. And this would be a right. So this is scalene right. All right. Let's pass in the tool so we have enough time to clean up. Fun times. Tomorrow we'll practice more drawing. Huh? Now? Yeah. Tomorrow we'll do the rest.
Watch your video.
What's up? Then you need to draw your angles longer.
In my defense, I got home at like 6.
What are you doing after school? What kind of party are you attending? You should be going straight home. You should be. Missing one. What's up? How did I know to start with? You can start with anything. Except for one of the problems on the other sheet that I'm going to tell you. But if you're in control, I would start with the longest one. You know what? You're not taking me home like this.
That means we did double right?
I gotta catch up on 3. I know. Un milagro. Alex. No, just you. You guys are close. Yeah, exactly. Achilles, I'm gonna give you something. No homework.